How's it going, guys? Brian here. Working on the dozer today. Thought I'd tear into it, do some fluid changes, grease some stuff, and check into a small little hydraulic leak that I've been having. Well, not been having. The dozer has it. I just bought the dozer, so as you can see right here, this is the. What's up, Ben? This is the Under Armour that goes underneath the bottom of that, the pan. I don't know what people call it. I'm just going to call it like an armor plate or something. Because that's really all it does, is just protect stuff. Anyways, you can see there's some milky hydraulic fluid right there. I took off both hoses that were on the front of this. And that one's in good shape. This one has a small little scuff. You can see it right there. Right there. What's up, Chris? Anyways, I thought I'd get you guys' opinion on something. As you can see, it's leaking a little bit of hydraulic fluid. It's kind of milky looking because the fluid in there is kind of milky. But anyways, that's getting flushed out today. I'm trying to find a hydraulic leak. So I want your guys' kind of opinion on what you think. Here, let me go down under here and I'll show you what we're looking at. Alright, guys. Basically, this phone is going to be a real pain doing this. Anyways, you can kind of see it's kind of down here with oil. I wiped some stuff down because I'm trying to see stuff. I don't like how that is rubbing against that hose. It's rubbing in there pretty good. So I'm going to put a protector on it. It doesn't appear to be all the way through. Yeah, so we got that. I don't like how this hose right there is not the right size. It's like too big and they put some clamps on it and really clamped it down. We may change that sometime. So it's kind of almost impossible to find a leak in all this gunk. So I remember when I was talking with the guy about my Detroit, one of the mechanics had some pretty good advice, and his advice was basically gravity pulls the oil down, right? So basically find the topmost part that doesn't have any oil on it and then see where the oil goes down from there, right? That's basically what his advice was, because, you know, gravity pulls the oil down. It doesn't go up, it goes down, you know. So I took off the top cover, and this is really going to be a pain with this phone right now. Anyways. Yep, start from the top and work down. So I was thinking there's this little cap right there. See the cap? That goes on this, right? There's some dirt in there, but that right there, I'm guessing that's like a transmission breather or something. It's probably some sort of breather. You know, so obviously stuff is going to come out of there. Oil mist, right? So it looks kind of wet around that. And then I'm looking over here. This right here looks like it's the most wet out of all of them. That right there, you guys can kind of see. That's the other main source of the oil, it looks like, that I can see. So I'm guessing maybe one of those fittings on that is loose. There, that's a little bit better for you guys to see it. This thing is not fun to work with here. Can you guys see it? Where is it? There it is. Yeah, so that's the main source of the wetness right there. I don't know what your guys' opinion is. I think, of course, it's gonna start raining on me. I think that's the main source of our problem. Of course, it's gonna start raining on me. Ridiculous. That's the life of an owner-operator right there for you. Rain. Oh man, it's gonna rain. It's really gonna rain, ain't it? Get these seat covers under there. Move my stuff underneath cover so it's not totally getting rained on. Move these. Let me move some of my stuff inside. Yeah, definitely nice and tight in there. If it's not tight, it's not right. That's what they say. Anyways, yeah, it's gonna be fun to work on in the rain. I don't like my tools getting rained on, because then next thing you know, they're all rusty and wet, and that's not fun. Anyhow, the rest of the stuff can be on the outside, it looks like. Yep, okay. Okay, we're set. Except for, can I turn that down? There we go. Okay. Yeah, so I'm thinking that's where the leak is. Let me see if I can get a better view of it with the light on this side and the camera on the other side. See if I can do that. Give me a minute to walk around the other side. How are you guys doing on this fine day? This little wet day. Okay, yeah, this looks like a better view. So right there, that looks like the main source. Maybe the hose has a crack in it or something. What I'm gonna do, see, here's my slight problem, right? My wife has to go to this work lunch, right? And I need her to go get parts for me. Well, that one hose, right? And can't really start the dozer without the hoses on. So now I'm gonna have to put them back on, start the dozer, and see if I can find any leaking, you know, because you should be able to see, you know, leaking or something like that. I'll spray it down first, get most of the gunk off, and then we'll see if we can see any leaking or evident leaking, because that's quite a bit of fluid in that pan. So wait till, you know, I'm gonna throw those hoses back on real quick so you guys can watch that if you like. That's where the hoses are gonna go on. Let's see, where's a good spot to put you guys? Trying to balance this thing. Almost impossible. I'll just do it one-handed. They don't have to be on too tight. They just got to be on enough. Let's see, what about right there? Can you guys see that? Nope. Can't see that either. Yeah, some purple, that stuff works pretty good. I like using gas personally. It's way cheaper. I know it's dangerous, but it's so much cheaper. It's just, can't even argue with the price difference. For a simple green or whatever, you're gonna pay a few bucks a gallon. How's that? Yeah, you guys can see. That stuff's expensive. These basically go like this. They're crisscrossed. Why they're crisscrossed? I don't know. I didn't design this thing. Come on. Anyhow, let's see if that screws on there. Ah, dang it. Come on. What a pain. Anyways, guys, I can't get anything done. See, this is why I like doing videos, because stuff like this takes forever for you guys to see anything. I hope I got a picture before I... Does that one go there? Oh, crap. Forgot which one goes where. And these are basically both in the same shape. I think that one went like that. I know they're basically... I know they're crisscrossed. I guess the worst thing that could happen is my controls would be on backwards. Let me wipe that stuff down. This is the joy of working on heavy equipment. Greasy, dirty, nasty. I'm surprised companies don't go through more hydraulic pumps than anything, because the amount of dirt that gets in these hoses when you're working on it is like ridiculous. The amount of dirt. My grandpa said he was gonna come over here and help me out. He's at home right now waiting for my grandma to wake up so he can take her shopping, drop her off, and then come help me out, which I could really use the help. But at the same time, my grandpa's not gonna want to work in the rain like this. Oh, come on. You really gotta rain like this? I'm trying to think where my raincoat is. I'll be right back, guys. I gotta go get my raincoat. Sorry about that, guys. Had to grab my raincoat. As much as I love working in the rain, I don't like working in the rain. Especially don't like working being soaking wet. So, back to what I was doing here. Anyways, I just need these on just snug enough that it's not gonna leak everywhere when I turn the machine on. Right? Because I just want to see. Come on, this hose is being a pain. There we go, guys. We got it on now. Okay. Oh, I installed a battery quick disconnect for this. I'll show you guys that once I get this on semi-tight. We'll start this bad boy up and then we'll let it run and we'll see if we can see of any leaks or anything. We'll try and wipe everything down pretty good and spray it down with some gas. That way, the oil. What the nice thing about the oil is, or the gas, are you flipping kidding me? It wasn't even screwing on. Ugh. Am I even threading it the right way? That's what I'm starting to wonder. It's like almost like the threads are junk on this thing. Okay, there we go. Now I got it. What a pain that one was. That one was a real pain. Okay, that one's tight. This one's tight. Okay, they're all tight. Tight enough. Sorry about that, guys. I don't know if you could even see anything, but so quick lesson. Make sure this is in neutral. The other day I started it up, right? And I was warming it up because I was gonna, you know, lift this thing up and then work on it, right? Shut it off and work on it. But I had started it. Then my neighbor, my tenant, was like, "Oh, I locked the key inside. Do you have a key?" And I said, "Yeah, I'll go get it." I hopped down, right? Ran inside. And then next thing I know, somebody's ringing the doorbell, banging on the door. I'm like, "What the heck?" So I go to the door, right? And the bulldozer, when I hopped off, got bumped right to there. Which, thank goodness it was right there and not right there, right? Anyways, the bulldozer was halfway down the street by the time I ran out and jumped on it and put it back in neutral. Somehow it got bumped. I have no idea how it got bumped. It must have happened when I hopped off it somehow. Bumped it into neutral. Dude, it really scared the living crap out of me because this thing is a tank. It does not stop for anything. So if I would have bumped it into forward, like it would have pushed through the garage, you know, or pushed up against it. It was only on low idle, so it probably would have started. It wouldn't have done anything. Probably. It probably would have bumped up against it, and then it wouldn't have pushed, right? Because it was just on idle, which means, you know, it's not supposed to really move on the idle. Anyhow. So there's my battery disconnect switch for right now. I was trying to drill a hole trying to drill a hole in that thing, but the hole saw, those things, don't let anybody tell you different. These are junk. These really are junk. Like, they do not work on metal. They're good for wood. That's all they're good for. Don't ever use those for metal. They're just junk. I'm gonna blast a hole in that with my plasma cutter. I don't got time to screw around with that. Okay, let's turn on the batteries. Well, actually, so the battery switch is on off right now. So to see if the battery switch works, make sure this is in neutral. Put this up to idle. Nothing. Okay, let's flip that on to on. Let's see if she starts. Cold morning today. Don't want to get your finger caught in there. No siree. Honestly, I don't see any oil going anywhere. That thing's kind of damp. There's probably leaks right around there somewhere, or up in there. Maybe when they went to fill that, they dumped a whole bunch on the, on the top, and that just spun it around everywhere. Who knows? I don't see any major leaks at all on the top. Things in neutral, don't bump that thing. Put that on idle. That's where it was. It was on idle. Yeah, it's probably a really slow leak, which makes me wonder if it's even worth trying to find. I mean, but that is quite a bit of oil right there. But it could have built up. I mean, that could have been there from a long time, I suppose. I guess I should crawl under here and see if... This is the scary part, After having it roll backwards once. After that thing roll... Oh, there's a water droplet on the camera. Give me a second. There, that's a little bit better. Anyways, after having that thing roll, makes me kind of, do I want to get under this thing while it's on? Yeah, it was just slowly creeping. I mean, it was hardly moving, but it was moving. Let's see if I can find anything underneath here. Okay. Okay, give me a second, guys. Let me rotate that. Okay, so... Oh yeah, it's gotta be from right there. Can you see? Can you see that hose? There's a little drip of oil on it. Looks like that's where it's coming from. It's got to be from that thing. Trying to find a good angle here for you guys. Every time I find a good angle, the stupid camera says rotate. Give me a second. Okay, you can see the oil on it. There's a little bit of water on there too. So looks like it's a very slow leak wherever it's coming from. Did you see that? You see that little drip? Oh, that's water coming down. Never mind. I don't see any oil just dripping anywhere, so it's got to be a slow leak. Which I'm glad, that makes me happy. Alright, let's get out from underneath this thing. I think I'm going to try and tighten those up on that tube just to make sure, because that's, you know, just check and see if it's tight. If it's not tight, then I think I found the culprit. Ugh. Gotta love this Washington weather. This is what real mechanics have to work in, these kind of conditions. If you work in a shop, you shouldn't be complaining about nothing. AC or heat, I don't want to hear it. If you gotta work in this, you have a right to complain. That's the way I feel. Anyhow, I think it's that hose right there that's leaking, or right around there. It could be the fitting. Maybe the fitting is loose. There's a lot of vibration right there because that's where the U-joint is, right? So it could loosen up or something. Who knows? Oh, look, is that an airport right there? What is that? Oh no, that's probably a fuel or something. Yeah, what I'll do is I'm gonna flush the fluid because the fluid's got water in it. I'm wondering if this cap, see how this has a locking mechanism right here? I'm wondering if this cap has leaked water in here into the tank. I mean, it doesn't look like it, but I'd show you in there, but you're not gonna see anything. I don't have a flashlight. Anyways, I was planning on welding this thing up today, but that ain't happening. Not in this weather. Can't weld in this kind of rain. Well, maybe I can. I mean, it's covered. Nah, it's dripping water. I ain't gonna even chance it. You don't want to weld in the rain because the weld sucks in the water. Anyhow. Alright guys, just thought I would do a quick little video live stream. I'm gonna tighten up the tracks. I was talking to my buddy and he showed me something that I didn't really know. There's a little, you see this little bar right here that this tensioner slides on? That kind of tells you also how much more life you have in the tracks, right? So once I tighten that up, it's probably only going to be like a ½ inch, you know. I guess the next thing you could do is take one link out, shorten it up, and do it all over again, but that would be the cheap way, you know. I don't know if people recommend that or not. But I do know those hoses right there leak. I know that for sure. Is there anything in the way over here? Nope. Okay. Alright guys, this is just depressing. Like, I was making some seriously good progress before it started pouring down like this. Now my whole driveway is going to be a rainbow. I'm going to take this over there and clean it. Get this debris off of there. Oh, as you guys can tell, well, you probably can't tell, I came back home with some asphalt left over from a job, and but the asphalt, I made a big pile of it. Basically right here is where I had a big pile, and then I was just practicing with the dozer, you know, flattening it out and everything. I did a decent job. You know, working with this kind of a slope is kind of difficult, but I managed to get it pretty good. I'm happy with the way I was operating the dozer. So obviously, you know, it's not 100% grade. It has a little bit of a roll to it, but I'll probably take the backhoe and go over it once over just to smooth it out, or a rake or something. Rake would probably do it. Smooth it out the rest of the way. There's some chunks over here. See, like that. I'll run that over with the dozer, and it'll just crumble into little pieces. Anyways, guys, thanks for tuning in. Sorry, couldn't really show you more with this rain. It's just, I'm gonna grease the whole thing up too today. I bought, let me show you what I bought. These Zerk fittings, they break off. They're notorious for breaking off sometimes. These little grease fittings. So I bought a little kit. There's a whole bunch of them in there. There's some of them broke off on the backhoe, but see, like that one broke off. I'll have to try and get that out somehow, you know, and then grease up the whole front of this thing. Anyhow, guys, don't forget to pound that like button. Since you see me suffering in the rain, trying to do a video for you guys. I'm over here suffering. There's gonna be a little puddle right there. What I'm gonna have to do for this is I'm gonna have to grind this little bit off, right? Drill a hole and then dig a little ditch all the way down, and then run a drain over to there so there's no puddle right there, because I want to get rid of that puddle. That kind of irritates me. But anyways, guys, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you guys watching and tuning in. When you're finding a leak, go to the top. That's my advice. I think we found it. I think that's it right there. That's the most wet. Or it could be that seal on that. Could be. Who knows? It doesn't look like it though. What I don't like is this little cap right here. It's about worthless. Because nothing holds it. I mean, this hose vibrates and it pushes it up. But yeah, this dozer's awesome. What I don't understand, why did they leave that mesh? Come on. They should have had that covered. You know what I mean? Help cover the seat a little bit when it's raining. Anyhow, guys. All right, I'm gonna catch you later. Don't forget to hit that like button. Oh yeah, I was gonna show you when you do undo that. Might as well show you guys. We're all tuned in. There's a bolt right there. I think this is where the tensioner is. If I undo this, yeah. I'm gonna undo that bolt and then see if I can find the grease fitting that pushes that tensioner out. The garbage man loves what I did there. Makes it 10 million times easier to turn around. Too bad I can't put any over there because his septic system is right there, you know what I mean? So he'd be pissed. Yeah, look at that. He just backed right up on that. He didn't even give me a thumbs up or nothing though. Maybe he doesn't know I did it. Whatever. Look at that. That's vibrating. That's funny. Alright, let's see if this is the right size. Whoa, settle down there. Of course I can't reach it. Oh, I can't. That. Okay, first time taking this cover off. Now that doesn't really show me nothing. A lot of good that did me. But that means that's got to be where it is. Can't see in there. Grease fitting broke off. I can't see in there. Can you guys see in there? Nothing. You're right, I should find one of those service. I bet you there's a zerk in that hole. It's probably broke. That'll be just peachy. I'm gonna shut the tractor off. There we go. Well, alright guys, I gotta clean that thing up. Let's clean this up. See if we can't find a zerk in there. I can't feel nothing in there. Goes back quite a ways too. And there's no way to get that cover off because it's welded. So, how do we use that tensioner? Huh? How does that work? How does that work? Come on, one of you experts gotta tell me how it works. How's that go on there, guys? I'm gonna have to buy a service manual, ain't I? Timers would be tuned in and be able to tell me. I don't have time for looking up service manuals. Just gotta keep tinkering until I find something. What is that hole right there for? That's gotta be for something. It's just there to look good. There's nothing there. Why in the world is there a hole there? And you don't need one there. It's gotta be in there. I don't feel anything though. Like I literally can't feel anything in there. Maybe my finger's not long enough. What about this side? Yeah, I can't feel nothing in there. Dang it. So frustrating. Alright guys, I'll catch you guys later. I might take a small break and try and look this up on the internet. Next piece of equipment is an excavator for sure. Probably like a 50 series. 50 to an 80. You don't really need bigger than 100. Unless you're doing some really big jobs. So, excavator, but I told my wife and I told myself I'm not buying anything else this year. So it'll be next year. Probably buy like a 50 or an 80 or something. Somewhere in between. It'll be super fun. Oh, one of you guys asked me what one of my favorite channels was to watch with Andrew Camarada. That guy's so cool. He's pretty much doing what I'm doing, except for he's further ahead in the game. What's up, honey? Enjoying the rain?
Yeah. It's my favorite.
Yeah, that's why we live in Washington. Yeah, that's why we live in Washington. Something can connect to that. That's what those bolts are for. Anyways, guys, I'll catch you later.